I know what it's like to lose somebody that I love a lot. Me and my husband lost our oldest daughter, Mariah. I lost my dad like 7 years ago. I have, you know, tried to go day by day. I started gaining more weight after our daughter Mariah passed away. I tried drinking again. I mean, my husband, we started drinking again. And then we stopped. Tried stopping. But years ago, me and him used to drink a lot. And we stopped. Yeah, we had the extra help. But we get it. You know, it's like you just don't want to feel anymore. Like your gut has been ripped out. And I know if Mariah was here, she wouldn't want me to get off. And I feel like I want to go where she's at. But I know I can't because me and my husband, we have other kids, and I got my husband, and I couldn't do that as much as I want to. But seeing Kelly Osbourne so skinny and she's got a child, it's like, you, what are you trying to do? Kill yourself? Your mom trying to kill herself? I mean, your brother looks healthy. I don't know about your other siblings, but he does. Kelly Osbourne's brother, he looks healthy. I used to watch the Osbournes when they first came out on TV, and I remember watching Kelly and um, Sharon and Ozzy, all of them. Sorry, I can't remember the brother's name. I'm so sorry. But they were the first family to do a reality show. And then you see the Kardashians. Oh my gosh. Like, really? It's all about the Kardashians, right? I really don't like the Kardashians. I think they're fake. And I know some people do like them. And it's like, why are they rich? I mean, come on. Kim Kardashian, Kourtney Kardashian, then you got Caitlyn Jackson. That's not her last name. Caitlyn Jenner. Is that the mom, dad? I don't know what um she I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Um, Bruce Jenner went through changes and then became Caitlyn Jenner because that's who she is. Um, I don't get that. She's for a Trumpkin. I don't get it. Isn't that going against who you are, what you're about? I mean, or I could be wrong. She's not for Trumpkin, but I think anybody for that fool is disgusting. You want to be for a sex trafficker, a child sex trafficker, rapist. He's raped, it's well known. He's also done some other crazy crap. Had innocent people killed. Going after Middle Eastern countries. It's like, dude, are you that dumb? Do you realize about Middle Eastern countries? Hmm. Aren't they part of like one of the biggest continents? or the biggest continent? One of them, right? Aren't they part of Asia? Asia and Africa, I think, are the two biggest. And then you got America, North, South, Central, There's three parts to America, not just North America. The United States isn't just the only country part of the North America. Hello, Canada. Hello, Mexico. You're part of North America, too. Oh, and also, I'm so glad to have this come out because I'm sure Mexico and Canada would be happy to hear this. Especially Mexico, because Trumpkin had the Gulf of Mexico called the Gulf of America, right? So they just admitted Mexico is part of America. It's part of North America. Congratulations, Republicans. You just admitted the truth. But I'm not going to call the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. Why? Because it's part of Mexico. But yet Mexico is part of America, part of North America. They're attached to us. In fact, they're right next door to my state. Right next door. And in my state, we're not funding ICE. And you know what's amazing about that is that some of the funding actually went to help. Get this. We're the only state that gives free daycare. Free daycare for kids. Now, it doesn't matter if the parents are working or not. But they get free daycare. Everybody. Also, we're the only state that passed a bill recently to investigate the Epstein files. Now, if you know what state that is, you've paid attention to where I came from. Where I come from, the state that does the balloon fiesta worldwide. A lot of people worldwide come to our state with their balloons and celebrate. Just have them go up in the air. And, where I live, some of them have actually had their crew come and set up their balloons. And it was really cool because me and my husband and our kids saw that. And looking in our backyard, they were like very close by. There was about 8 of them, on the other side of our home in the dirt area. And then there was in our backyard where there's, I could see the baseball field and stuff like that in the parking lot. There's some TV shows that have been made here, some movies. I mean, you've seen Young Guns 2, right? I mean, come on. Even Stranger Things was filmed here. Breaking Bad was filmed here. Their Transformers, part of it was filmed here. I mean, it was filmed in the downtown area. And we got chili, like real chili. We're not like powdery sugar chili, You guys can keep that. But we got real chili here, green and red. And some people have asked, which one's hotter? Well, it depends, because green can be really hot. Red can be really hot. So it depends on how it's grown. Like, I don't know how the people tell the difference when they grow chili. Like what's hotter unless they, taste it themselves. You got to taste things, see how they are. But our representative, she's badass, very badass. Senator. I wish she was a senator or president. I mean, she'd make a good president. Representative Melanie Stansberry. She's really, really, really good. And I remember seeing a video on her, and it was, she was doing like something for Congress, and Marjorie Taylor Greene. I call her mouth that grunts. That's all she did was grunt, 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 grunt every time she talked. But our representative, she goes and has this picture, and she puts it above to where people can see it, right? And Marjorie Taylor Greene has no idea what she's doing. She's just like walking over there, and Melanie's like right behind her, and just like, yeah, this one. Huh? This one. That was classic. And Melanie has stood up for our state. Our governor has stood up for our state. ICE is not allowed to be here to block people from voting. Oh, what does Trump can do? He takes Black people's right to vote. He's going to take brown people's right to vote, okay? Got a question for you, stupid. What do you do about those multicultural people that have different cultures? Oh, you didn't think about that then, did you? There's a lot of us that are multicultural nowadays. Oh, and by the way, Black and brown are not cultures. They're different shades of color. So all you people claiming that, okay, I'm Black and this is my culture, no, it's not. I'm brown, this is my culture. It's not your culture. It's the color of your skin. I'm like a peach white, when I tan, it turns like a tan color. I'm multicultural. But that doesn't matter to these Republicans, right? So what are they going to do with all of us that are multicultural? Because unless you do an ancestry DNA, you're not going to know exactly what culture you are. You could have more cultures that you don't know about. I mean, come on. Our ancestors traveled all over the world. They got together with different people. Come on. Unless you stayed on one side for centuries, and never went to that side. But seriously, do you know that some of these white supremacists could possibly be related to, hear me out on this one, Black slaves? Over 200 years ago, they did that. The Pilgrims, who people seem to think, some of them think that Thanksgiving is all about the Native Americans sharing a turkey with them. No, it's not. They brought their hate. They took over Native American land. They killed some of them. A lot of them. Men, women, and children. They didn't care. And then they brought Black slaves over. What the hell is wrong with these people? First you come over to a land and you steal their land, kill a lot of their people, and then you tell freaking lies about what that was about. Well, every Thanksgiving we gotta give thanks, like to the Pilgrims. We're gonna have a Pilgrims play. And the Native Americans made food for us, shared their food and their land without even crying about it, without us even killing some of them, even though we did. Well, and then we brought Black slaves over. Let's see, we went all the way to Africa, and we brought them here. And then what? We all celebrated, right? Oh. Well, Oh. And then you got a president, Thomas Jefferson, and his family in the White House. He got to sleep around with some of those black people that were slaves, working in the fields, the cotton fields, picking fruits and vegetables, wheat, whatever there was. But did they get some? Probably not. They had to fend for themselves. It's kind of funny, like not ha ha ha, like in a mean way, but it's kind of funny how a lot of the stuff we have in our country is stolen. Like if you look at the buildings, Washington D.C. buildings. Who is that named after? George Washington. There's some streets named after them, Thomas Jefferson and all them. All those years, there was no woman president, no woman vice president until, what was it, a few years ago? Vice President Kamala Harris. Oh, she ran for president. She is president, by the way. There's actual facts that Trumpkin cheated because he's mentioned it so many times, people. He actually did cheat because Elon Muskrat actually admitted, hey, I helped him win the election. I rigged the election. It's so easy. I know everything about computers. Oh, what else? Did you know Thomas Jefferson slept with a lot of women that were black and they were slaves back in the day? There's an episode of Oprah years ago. Okay, this woman was on there. This white lady, I can't remember her name, but you should watch this video about it. And it was about people with blue eyes, people with green eyes, people with brown eyes. And she had them separated. She was making a point, and these people didn't like to be separated from each other. And she's like, now you know how black people felt. Now you know how brown people felt. How they felt being excluded. There's black and brown all over the world. There's white all over the world. You want to know why? Because our ancestors went around the world and had some fun. But back to the seriousness, though. So a lot of these white supremacists, these Nazis, whatever, in our country, could possibly be related to, the legend herself, Rosa Parks. And before that, Harriet Tubman, come on, she's a legend. She's not just a legend for black people, she's a legend for all women. Different shades of color, different cultures. I mean, she represented the fighting women. There have been different cultures all over the world. There were women that fought and fought and fought. I mean, look at Cleopatra, look at Marie Antoinette. Even the Queen of Spain. I mean, I can't remember her name. I think it was Maria or something like that. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I need to go back and learn my world history. But I'm just saying, there's been a lot of women throughout history that kicked some ass. Different shades of color. Different cultures. And I'm sure in Asia, there's a lot of women, strong women, that fought and fought for freedom, for standing up, for what's right, for helping others. But then it's all about men. Do you think men rule the world? Because they don't. Unless they actually carry a baby inside of them and give birth to one, I don't think they have the right to say they rule the country. Since they seem to think, some of them seem to think they can tell us what to do with our bodies medically. Excuse me, it's my body, my right. And you're not going to tell any other woman that either. That includes if they're part of the LGBTQ community. You have no right telling them what to do with their self medically. You have no right telling them who they are, what they should be. That's what they're born as. And when I saw a video of Lucy Lawless played as Xena, um, she's played different characters, different shows. But Xena is one of the main ones that a lot of people remember because it's so iconic. And when she did that show, it's like she paved the way for a lot of women of today. How to kick some ass and fight, and it's okay. But then there were women before her. Like you got Mariska Hargitay, right? Love her. I love Lucy Lawless too. And but Lucy was on Xena before Law and Order SVU came out. So basically, she paved the way for Mariska Hargitay to do what she does. Now, there were other actresses before her, and you got to look at Linda Carter. I mean, she paved the way for women. It's okay for them to kick ass. They wanted women to like fluff their hair and be like, woo, like Charlie's Angels. Give me a break. Seriously, not all women are like, oh my God, I broke my nail. Oh my God, my heel broke. Like, hello, Charlie. No, we're not like that. A lot of us are like Linda Carter as Wonder Woman. We're beautiful, we're strong, and it's okay for us to climb trees and kick butt. Oh, but then there's some that are like, oh my gosh, my daughter climbs trees. She plays with trucks. She gets dirty in the dirt. And she wants to build little houses, make little swords, and but then she plays with dolls too, so I guess she's okay, right? But that side of her, she's mostly playing outside and she's gay. Like, this is who she is. Like, she must be lesbian, right? Or she must be a boy. No, see, when I was younger, I wanted to climb trees, but the trees we have are too tall. But I played in the dirt. I tried building houses and, making swords out of sticks and different things. I played outside, sword fighting and stuff like that. I still like to get dirty. I mean, I've changed oil, watched my husband change oil in the car, but I kind of helped him, I assisted him. But then there's, I love cars, I love trucks, I love vehicles in general, except for Teslas. I can't stand those things. They're swastikas. Those tin can on wheels, they're not safe because they can chop somebody's arm off if you have your hand on the trunk and the trunk door closes, or like the hood. Also, those vehicles look like the trash cans that are used in India. I think India needs to sue Tesla for stealing your idea. I'm being serious. You guys need to sue them. Like, that's copyright right there. And then Mattel, I think they're the ones that, or who is it? Mattel, Hasbro, one of them. I think it's Mattel. They do the LOL dolls, the OMGs. Our daughter Mariah loved those. LOL dolls, Shadow High dolls, Rainbow High, Monster High. I mean, I don't know if Rainbow High and Monster High are related. I don't know. Our daughter Mariah knew a lot about that stuff. But still, it's like, what was I talking about? I just lost my sense of talk. But anyways, there have been a lot of tough women throughout history. And whether they're real, whether they're played by women on TV or in movies. But when I watched Lucy Lawless play as Xena, I was like, wow, here's this person's like She-Ra and, Wonder Woman. And then I found out that how they created Xena was from those two characters. And I'm like, I love those two characters. So basically, this is what happened that they're formed into one. It's like really cool. And I did watch Wonder Woman when I was little, the reruns and stuff, because I think that was like first filmed in like the late 70s and it was filmed in the early 80s. So I saw it in the early 80s, and then I watched She-Ra too. So there have been strong women throughout history, but yet it doesn't get acknowledged as much. And then those women in the Supreme Court, what they did, you guys are scum. Scum, scum, scum. And how dare you take rights to vote from Black people? Next, it's going to be brown people, right? Next, it's going to be women. You're already taking away so much shit, Excuse my language, but that's the truth. So you Supreme Court women are pathetic because you are part of what's ruining us, women. And those who voted for Trumpkin, you're disgusting and pathetic too. Because you just had your rights taken away. You can't make medical decisions. Do you know that? Every time you allow this scum to take more and more away from people, you're not going to have anything either. And then he wants to take funding away from schools, all the schools in the United States, because he's having a fit. He's having a BF. He's having a bitch fit about everything because he wants it his way. It doesn't work that way, you jackass. See, the LGBTQ community has every right to do what they want to do, live their lives, be happy. They were born that way. You're pathetic, Trumpkin. Seriously. If I was sitting right in front of him, I would tell him how pathetic he is. I'm like, I'm not afraid of you. There are more people just like me than you. There are people all over the world that are sick and tired of your crap and your lies. And by the way, take a lie detector test and prove to us, show us the files, the Jeffrey Epstein files. And we're not forgetting about it because you bombed Iran twice. I hope they come after you. I really do. And when they do come after you, Trumpkin, we are not going to bow down to you. We are not going to save you. We're going to treat you like you've treated us. How you treat people with low-income families. How you treat Black and brown people, the LGBTQ community. Have you noticed that Black and brown LGBTQ community, a lot of them are standing together? Black, brown, and white? Have you seen that? And you guys keep blaming it on Joe Biden. Really? He's not in the White House anymore, sucker. Okay? Get it through your damn orange head. Okay? Joe Biden was a better president than you, and you're not even president, liar. It's Kamala Harris. And all of you that are not for Trumpkin and you're standing up, I am so proud. And I know our daughter Mariah would be proud too. Our kids are proud. We're all standing with you guys. And I send you guys a lot of strength and courage and good vibes. And I'm happy to see that it doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what you're born as or where you come from. You guys are all standing together. And that's what we need. We need to see that, whether it's in our country, the United States, or whether it's all over the world. Whether it's right next door to Mexico and Canada, who is part of us too. Did you know that South America is part of America? That means Brazil, Guatemala, all of those South American countries. Puerto Rico is part of the United States, Trumpkin. And he said he wanted to go meet the Puerto Rican president. Um, did you realize that you're the fake ass president for that? It's kind of like a state, like country. It's interesting. You see Puerto Ricans, I'm trying to say it right, how beautiful they are. I mean, there's a lot of people all over the world that are beautiful in all shades of color. And I have to say that Latinos, Latinas, Africans, Asians, there's so many people all over the world that I'm probably forgetting, but Australians, they're all over these different continents. I'm probably forgetting one or two. I am so sorry. But there's a lot of beautiful people from all over the world, and I've seen some of them, and I'm like, wow, like you look at Queen Latifah, she's beautiful. She is. I mean, she represents, a lot of things, and she's a queen for a reason. Um, she's the first female single rapper. Salt-N-Pepa were the first duo group. But then you can't forget JJ Fad. They were another one. JJ Fad, and He's a Rock. Remember that song? I can't sing right, but I saw Salt-N-Pepa on a video. I'm like, wow, Salt. Does she age? Peppa, she looks a little different, but she's still pretty. They both are, and I'm like, dang. And then you see Spinderella. I mean, like, damn. Those women are very beautiful. And then Lucy Lawless, she's very beautiful. Then you got Anne Hathaway, and then you got Meryl Streep. I'm naming people from The Devil Has Prada because I'm like, I can't wait to see the second one. But then there's Michelle Yeoh. I mean, she is beautiful. Then there's Helena from Harry Potter, and she's done different movies, like Alice in Wonderland, and you know who I'm talking about. Then there's the other. Then there's Helen, who's from England. It's like, and there are. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on about how beautiful. There's so many women, all over the world, But I have to say that there's no more beautiful than the other because they're all beautiful in their own way. And RuPaul, I mean, RuPaul's beautiful. I think RuPaul puts some of us women to shame because it's like, wow, you're so beautiful. I mean, you've paved the way for not just drag queens and stuff like that. I mean, you paved the way for a lot of people. And to be diverse in who you are, I think it's cool, because I've watched the drag queen races by RuPaul, and I'm like, these drag queens are so beautiful. Like, they do their makeup like nothing, and I'm like, do you know how long it takes me to do makeup? I can't even get it like that. And I'm like, I look at people in an artistic way instead of, where they come from, what color they are, blah, blah, blah. And they're like a painting. And Trumpkin's like this orange splot on my canvas. And the rest of us are fighting and standing up strong and not giving up. I'm fighting for the truth and fighting for peace and show others that, it's okay to be different. It's okay to be different colors. It's okay to like different things. It's okay to believe in different things. But hating on people because of that, it's like, really, are you that perfect? Nobody's perfect. Haven't you heard that song, Nobody's Perfect by Miley Cyrus? Come on. Hannah Montana. She's another one. Mariah Carey. I mean, Angela Bassett. I mean, that woman, she does not age. I just, when I mentioned Michelle Yeoh, it's like, how old is she? I mean, Asians, you got Asians, Africans, Australians, Americans. I'm trying to name all the continents because in every continent there's beautiful women, but there's strong women, and we don't get acknowledged for that stuff. It's like if we try to be strong or if we have mood swings, it's like, oh, you're such a bitch. You don't know nothing, and you're not as strong as us men. I think China. There I go. From WWE, she was amazing. Also known as Joni Lauer. She died. I think it was in 2017. No, 2016 actually, because it was a 10-year anniversary recently, and Stephanie McMahon got into the Hall of Fame. Why? Because of who her dad is, who her mom is. I mean, it just like got handed to her. What the hell did she do? Yeah, she wrestled here and there, but she wasn't that great. She wasn't. Have you ever seen her wrestle on her own, one-on-one, without Triple H being there? Triple H is another story. But Joni Lauer, aka China, when I saw her wrestle years ago on TV, I was like, wow, that's so cool. She's all kind of muscular. She's beautiful. She's kicking some ass. And then her chin started changing. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Then you see like Trish Stratus, and then you see like Stacy Keibler, and then you see like other people that, were like so pretty, but they couldn't wrestle. Trish Stratus could wrestle. Yeah, she could. But was she as good as China? No. A lot of those women weren't, and they still aren't. She is the only woman to win 2 Intercontinental Championships that were men. She is the only one that's called the 9th wonder of the world. Why is she called that? She is the only woman wrestler. She wrestled in school. And for like Chris Jericho saying that she can't really wrestle, really, look at her track record. She was actually wrestling boys in school. I mean, she was wrestling, real wrestling. And if she actually put her real wrestling involved in the ring, I guarantee you she probably whooped a lot of those people's asses back then. She beat a lot of those women. You know, there was even Sable. She was like Miss Pretty, and the storylines they did with these women were horrible. Like, okay, if you're so pretty, you can't really wrestle, but you can walk around and act like you do. Maurice, she's beautiful. She could wrestle. But is she as good as Chyna? No. You got Beth Phoenix, who actually wrestled in high school. She was the only girl to wrestle in her high school. I watched her documentary. And she was one of the wrestlers that Mariah likes. She liked watching her when she was little. And our son Steven used to watch her too. And it's like, she got this figure of Beth Phoenix that's on our wall in her room, which is Maiden's room right now, our youngest daughter. And she paved the way for a lot of women of today. She doesn't get acknowledged as much. Chyna barely gets acknowledged. And it's high time that WWE acknowledges the fact that Joanie Laurer, aka Chyna, is. And I know there was Fabulous Moolah and Mae Young. They were great in their time. They were. In a time where it wasn't okay for women to do that. I get that. They paved the way for women to do that. But Joanie Laurer, aka Chyna, paved the way for women of today. Not back then. She made wrestling okay to be muscular. It's okay to be thick. It's okay to be tall. It's okay to not be so glamorous. It's okay to throw men around. And, how many men had Mae Young and Fabulous Moolah thrown around when they were in the wrestling ring? Not many. Chyna wrestled a lot of guys in wrestling back in the day. And if she was here today, at her prime, a lot of those women wrestlers would not be able to defeat her. They wouldn't. Ask Trish Stratus how many times she knocked her out. I mean, there was a video I watched of Chyna going up against, tag teamed with Eddie Guerrero, and she was going up against this one woman wrestler. She was blonde, really short, and this guy, I can't remember his name. And that woman wrestler, she was running towards Chyna, and Chyna had her arm out like this. And that woman wrestler just went boom and flew backwards, and she fell on her back. And that's how strong Chyna was. I mean, I watched the documentary, and it's sad that those people just sat there and let her cry so bad and not even care. It's their fault she died. And anybody who's related to Joanie Laurer, I'm so sorry. So sorry. I was a huge fan. I still am. And when I saw her documentary, I just wanted to pull her out of there and give her a hug and say everything's going to be okay. If you want to go into the hospital, that's what we'll do. You don't have to do this filming. And how dare that man just ask? So, what do you think about this? Her manager pushed her to come back to the United States. Pushed her to face WWE when WWE ruined her. Vince McMahon ruined her on purpose. He made her have surgery. Do they do that to the women of today? Do they force these women wrestlers to get surgery? No. They get to do whatever the hell they want in WWE. They get tattoos. They can do whatever. But Joni, she had to have surgery. She was forced to do that. Then she was cheated on by Triple H. And Stephanie says that she didn't cheat with him, you know. Yeah, she did. How do you think Joni got pushed out of WWE? She would have still stayed in WWE if it wasn't for that. She found a letter from Stephanie to Triple H. I watched her documentary, and the way she said it didn't sound like she was lying. So, Stephanie, if I was talking to you face to face, I would ask you, how would you feel knowing that it's your fault? Your dad's fault for the road that Joni Lauer ended up in. Was she a druggie for that? Was she into porn and all that? You know, sometimes people get into porn because they enjoy it or because they hate themselves for some reason. I think she was doing cocaine after she left WWE, and she was pushed out. And a lot of wrestlers didn't stand up for her. There were some that have, you know, that still stand up for her still to this day. I mean, Mick Foley, in that documentary, when he saw her, he almost wanted to cry. Fans were coming up to her saying, "We miss you. We love you." How did that make her feel? It made her feel good inside, but yet she was sad because she couldn't come back. They wouldn't let her. Why do you think they don't mention her? They barely do. They barely came out with showing her wrestling videos. Have you noticed that? They brought her back on video games. They pushed her out, and a lot of these women wrestlers had no idea what she went through. They didn't go through what she went through. And you can tell who was not on her side and who was. Give Joni Lauer what she wanted. The respect, and add her in the Hall of Fame by herself. She was part of one of the biggest tag teams. She and Triple H and Shawn Michaels started D-Generation X. Hear that again. Joni Lauer, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels started D-Generation X, then added more people to it. Oh, and then, years later, you have Judgment Day, who resembles the same thing. A lot of these tag teams do. I mean, look at the Bloodline. Whatever they want to Solo and his little punk asses, what they want to call themselves. I know storylines are fake. They are. But, you know, Triple H, you need to get more ideas because when Bray Wyatt was alive, he had more creativeness. I mean, come on, in the dark wrestling, you're not even showing LA Knight that much. Why? He was part of the first ever in the dark wrestling match, and it was with one of the greatest, if not the greatest creative wrestler of all time. That was Wyndham Rotunda, aka Bray Wyatt, aka The Fiend. So, if Alexa Bliss is watching this, I'm sure she would love this. Our daughter Mariah was a huge fan. Such a huge fan, she has the Lily doll. It's on the wall, and the mask, and she even has the figure with the little doll with it. It's on the wall. And I have a jacket. Yeah, it has Friends Forever, but it says The Fiend Forever. And it's really cool. And I've been talking for over an hour now, but I talk a lot. I'm kind of like random, and that's what I want to talk about, what was going on in the world. And there's so much I could say about that. But I am sorry what's going on, all these innocent people getting deported and getting killed for no reason. I'm sorry. I'm sorry we have a pathetic jerk who's so fake and disgusting in the White House, and he thinks he runs it and he can do whatever he wants. And some people are like, oh yeah, it's cool he knocked down the East Wing. Excuse me, if that was Joe Biden in the White House or if it was Barack Obama, they would have been in jail. But what makes Trump different? What's he really wanting that for? I mean, he even talked bad about his daughter. Like, he's like, well, if I was like around her age, I wouldn't mind being with her. Or he says she's sexy. I think she's sexy. It's like, really, you're telling your child she's sexy? And the way he looks at her, like, have you noticed Barron? He doesn't look like Melania at all. If you look at Ivanka and Trumpkin, there's a theory there, huh? But my question is, with all this sex trafficking of children went on, where the hell were the parents of those children? Where the hell were they? Why isn't anybody asking that question? Where the hell were they? Were these kids stolen from them, or were they sold to them? Because if they were stolen, I'm sorry, I feel bad for you. But if you sold your child to Trumpkin and Jeffrey Epstein, you are sick and twisted. You don't even deserve to have the mother and dad title. I think that we need to keep fighting and don't stop. And all these other states that are funding ICE still, that's on you. You're putting your own people, like all of our people in our country, at risk, in danger. And you don't care. You're like, oh yeah, I'm going to invite ICE here. Anybody want to be in ICE? We'll pay you this, we'll pay you that. No. That's when your ass is Trumpkin's. You belong to him. Hitler. The orange Hitler fat dude with tiny little hands. I would be sickened if I was related to him. Sickened and disgusted and like wish he never existed. And Trumpkin's dad and grandfather were just like him. Where did he learn it from? His mom came here illegally from Scotland. He was born in Scotland, by the way. He's not from the United States. So since he's not from here, let's deport his ass. Okay? And then Melania needs to go back to where she came from. Wherever that may be. Because I don't care. And all their kids. Because Trumpkin's older kids are not from the United States. They're not Americans. In fact, Ivana did become an American citizen until 1988. Wasn't Ivanka and her siblings born before that? So if your mom's not American, you're not American either. See, you weren't born here. His kids and him need to be deported since we need to follow that rule, right? That we need to deport people that don't belong here. Well, here we go. White supremacists. You don't belong here. Who believe in Hitler and Nazis. You people that want to deport innocent people, you don't belong here either. You want to stand with Trumpkin? Okay, you're on your own. You know, us blue states need to stick together and stop helping the red states. We need to stand on our own. All us blue states need to come together as one. And those states that are turning blue, we need to all come together. It's smart that people are voting blue because then you'll know what it feels like. We're not all about judging you. We're not all about hurting you and knocking you for your beliefs or where you come from. You know, when somebody is down and out, people help each other. You know, there's people that need food, there's people that need clothes, there's people that need a roof over their head. That's the stuff we need to take care of. And also people's health, whether it's, you know, their physical, mental, whatever health that is. But anyways, now to another subject. Have you guys heard of Lola Young? I have been listening to her nonstop. I just been starting to listen to her music this past month, and I just can't stop. I mean, our youngest daughter made it. She turns on the song "Messy," and then the other one, oh, I can't remember the name of it now. Talks about her being sober and no, I still love him. Anybody who knows that song, let me know because I forgot about it. But anyways, our youngest daughter turns it on YouTube and listens to that song a lot. And Messy, and our older son likes that song too, and her other one. But he's like, "Mom, I can't get that song out of my head because I'm so messy." She has an amazing voice, you know, and she's. I saw a video about her on the Grammys, and I was like, she was like, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." You know, when she was cussing, I'm like, "Who is this chick? I want to know." And I'm sorry I didn't find out about her until after I saw that video. And so I was looking at her songs, and I was like, I remember listening to Messy like a few times, but I didn't snap to it. And I listened to it a lot, and I just want to say, Lola Young, you're an awesome singer, and your new song is really good, and keep up with the music that you bring out because, you know, you're speaking your mind, and that's important, you know? Be who you are, not what other people want you to be. And that's what's important. Now, as for my daughter's book, me and my husband are so proud of this book because it's called The End of the Rose. And that's Carol Anika Medianoche, also known as Lady Midnight. It's a good book. Our daughter Mariah wrote it. Her last name's Archibek, and then our son Steven. He illustrated the cover. He drew it. There's a drawing in here that he did. I gotta find it, you know, in the book. This is our younger son's book. We still have copies, and also there's ways for other people to order it. Um, this is Mariah. She graduated in 2023, and we're so proud of her. And she just turned 18, and I took that picture of her here at home, and because taking pictures is expensive. They expect like $70 for a few pictures. It's like, really? But this is a good book, and our son Steven drew this. Um, that's Carolinka Medenoche, what became of her, and um, like before, and that was like after. It's a good book, and I have read it, and uh, I also read it on here. There's actually a video of me reading after, and I hope you guys watch that video um, and subscribe to my channel, because it means a lot talking to people and telling them how you feel, and no matter where you come from or who you are, you're always welcome. But anyways, if you want to get this book, it's about a peculiar young girl decided to venture into a forest on a soulless night when all things were broken and not found. Near a river, she discovers a magical aura surrounding a mysterious abandoned cottage. She leaves the forest and returns home, but she plans to go back to the forest another time. She returns to her royal kingdom and is ostracized because she is different from the other children. But even though the purest hearts can be darkened, and even the light within them can turn into something evil, maybe even a creature so powerful you'll never sleep again, this is where the story begins. And also, there's about her. She was like 16 there. My husband said that would be a cool picture to put in her book. In 2023, she found out her book was going to be published through Make-A-Wish, and she was so happy. City Book Publishing Company was glad to do it, and also there's copyright of her book. So it says copyright 2024 by Mariah Archbeck, and nobody can copy this book, which is good. My family and I, we own the rights to her book, which is not going to change. I mean, if somebody came to us and said, hey, we want to do a movie about your daughter's book, can you hand over the rights to it? No. No. Sorry. I don't care how much money you got. But you are going to pay to make that movie. And it better be a damn good price, because Mariah's book is her legacy. It's about how she felt, what she went through. Carolinka Medenoche was friends with this girl. And she had these other girls go into the room where she was at, because it was her wedding day. Something horrible happened to Carolinka Medenoche because of jealousy. Now, Mariah, when she went to middle school, there was this boy and these two girls, and Mariah was friends with these two girls. Well, this boy broke this other girl's heart, broke up with her to go date the other one. Mariah was stuck in the middle. She didn't want to stop being friends with either one of those girls. But the girl that got dumped, she threatened Mariah and said she wanted to kill her. Now, this was her 8th grade year. Now, when she went to high school, these girls were mean because they said, oh, you don't look Hispanic. You're too white. She said, I'm multicultural, stupid. And Mariah was beautiful. She was beautiful. I showed you a picture of her, She had so much compassion and love. She was a smart ass, very creative, she was very artistic. She loved drawing anime. In fact, that's one of her paintings back there. Um, that's our son Tyler's artwork. That over here is mine. I kind of drew our older son Steven when he was a baby, but the eyes came out a little funny. That is one of Mariah's accomplishments, and it was her 8th grade. She graduated 8th grade. There's a star named after her. She liked those cuties. That penguin. It looks like he has like diamond for eyes. It's really cool. Um, that's our daughter Maiden's artwork. That's our angel. Um, that's my angel. If I had a red wig, I'd put it on her, and she would look like Mariah. I got this. My husband bought me her at Circle K, this gas station, because they have like some of these cute little Beanie Babies. And I saw her and I was like, it reminded me of Mariah because she loved Angel from Lilo and Stitch. And I do have my Munchie Chi Stitch. I got it from AliExpress. Anybody who works for AliExpress, I like to say thank you. These are really cute. I love him. You can take this off his head and turn his head. No, he doesn't come out of this outfit because it's his whole body. He has a little tail. Doesn't he have a little tail? Oh, no, he doesn't. But he's so soft, and his head's so soft, see? And his little feet. And this thing can go in his mouth. And they're so cute. And I love them, and they're from me. I love anybody from like China, Japan, or wherever they come from. Thank you for making these because I love it. I mean, it reminds me of my childhood. When I was little, I had a Munchie Chi, and she looked like a cat. She was red, the fur. And I called her a she, but I loved her. And I got her when I was in the 5th grade in my class because my class would do like, if you earn so many points, you can go to like their little store, which was like on their table. They would put out these different things that us kids could buy with our points. It was like money. And we had our own checkbooks. And that Munchie Chi was there, and I wanted it so bad because I earned my points by doing my homework and, not talking back in class. There's different things that you earn points for. But ever since then, and then my sister, she had a Munchie Chi. She had a bigger one, like this big. I loved playing with it. I mean, I think they need to have more Munchie Chis. I really do. And when I saw that Munchie Chi, I was like, I want it so bad. And then they have an angel one, and I'm going to get that one too. Yes, I'm going to order from AliExpress, which has stuff from other countries. I don't care. I just want to let all these people know that are from other countries. I appreciate you, and I love you, and I appreciate your products because without you, our country would not survive. And that's the truth. My husband has family in Canada, and his real dad's side, because his stepdad raised him, so he's his dad. But anyways, that's a different story. But he has family in Canada. They're from Quebec. His grandparents had a store in Quebec, Canada. Their last names were Baron, Baron, Baron. I think it was a bakery in Quebec, Canada, and then they came to the United States, and they came to my state, which I don't understand why. I mean, why would you want to leave Canada? But I'm actually glad they did because then my husband wouldn't exist. So I thank them for that, and we have appreciation for Canada. And then Mexico is like right next door, and we're like the baby of them. We're their baby. We're Mexico's baby. Now you know what state we're in, right? Like I said, we don't care what color you are, what culture, where you come from. You're always welcome in our state. Now, if you're going to be hateful to Mexicans and native, indigenous people, I'm trying to say that word. It's kind of a tongue twister. Um, if you're going to have hate towards other cultures, don't come here and don't eat. Don't go to a Mexican restaurant. Don't go to a restaurant where, like if you go to a restaurant where they have Native American food, or if they have other types of culture food, don't do that. Just stick to your own because you want American made, right? Do you realize American made is by other countries? If you look at your clothes, your jewelry, your cars, your house, what's the materials are built out of, what is needed for electricity? Now, some of you don't realize this, but my husband told me because uh, his grandfather, he used to do the lines for the phone lines and electricity. So my husband told me that a lot of the solar, like the electricity and stuff, it comes from Canada. Hello? Do you realize we would get our electricity cut off? Because you want to have hatefulness towards them? Why? I would love to go to Canada. Ever since I saw that 70s show, I was like, what is Canada like? I mean, South Park, yeah, I didn't like the way they were making fun of Canadians. That was wrong. I mean, some of the stuff they've done on there is so wrong. But then they start making fun of Trumpkin, and it's like, that's what he deserves. He deserves a lot worse than that. But, a lot of our food and shelter and stuff like that comes from other countries. Because, you know what? Who does the constructions? Usually it's what colored people? Black and brown, right? Do you see a whole lot of white people on the roofs and in the fields and shit? Do you see them doing that? Do you see white people farming? No, they just give the orders. And some of them, they do work hard, and they do. Some white people do. They work hard, and they actually go out and milk the cows, stuff like that. But who's picking the fields? I mean, you people that are ordering black and brown people around, and you're ordering people with low incomes around, and people with illnesses and stuff, learning disabilities, do you think you're going to survive when Trumpkin takes over everything? No, it's going to be us because we know how to grow food. We know how to take care of each other. We donate clothes. We try to help people the best way we can. I'm not saying I'm perfect. My husband's not perfect either. But there's a lot of stuff that we can donate to people that need it right now. And if there's some people in California, if there was some way I could ship these baby clothes, I would do it because we got baby clothes, we got some adult clothes. I mean, and this is like distracting me because our son Steven drew this. He drew that. I'm trying to figure out how in the world he did that because my drawing looks freakishly freaky. Like some clown. I don't know. So I'm going to have to fix my drawing. I tried drawing our daughter Mariah and it came out like a clown. I am not very good at drawing, but Steven is. And if you want him to draw you something, he can, but it costs money. There's other artwork that I could show that I'm going to put on my channel and show other things that Steven has drawn. That's one of them. Besides the cover and that picture I showed you in the book. He also drew this. It was supposed to be for a mural live, and that fell through because the creative director no longer works there. So this was for COVID. You know, that's why she's wearing a mask up there. And it looks like there's an eye here and an eye up here. And it's like there's a mouth down here. It's kind of abstract looking, but it's really cool. If he was to sell that, it'd probably be about $40, $50. But with my artwork, it'd probably be about 100 because he painted that himself. He drew it. It took some time. But he also, if I can show you that. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to like stand up. Our son Steven drew that. There is that. And there's the rose that he did. This was by somebody else. Oh, that was for our daughter Maiden's name. But he does a lot of artwork, and if anybody wants him to draw them something, paint them something, he charges about $45 to $100 for his drawings, paintings, because he draws it and then he paints. No. I'm sorry. I'm being interrupted by my youngest daughter, who I don't really like showing our kids on camera very much because we don't want them exploited or, hurt or anything like that. Because there's some crazy people out there. Also, other than the paintings and the book, Mariah's book sells for different prices. It's on eBay, it's on Amazon, it's on Barnes and Noble, it's on Walmart, it's on different stores all over the world. And I've seen it in UK. I think it's in Asia. I'm not sure. She keeps interrupting me. I am so sorry. I'm sorry your tablet's not working. You need to plug it in.
Now I can't be on nothing anymore.
See what happens when you have a child that complains about stuff? Her tablet is not on because it wasn't charged last night. It should have been charged. I totally spaced that out. That was my fault because she's almost 7. She has microcephaly, and it's when a child's brain is smaller than the actual size of what her age is, and she's 6.5. So her brain is like that. It's small, and she has global low development. She has a disability that her moods go different ways. And if anybody has a child that has microcephaly, you know what I'm talking about, because they do have a lot of issues. More schools need to learn about microcephaly because her school didn't know where to put her. She's in a regular class, and there's like 20 kids. That's a lot. When somebody has a learning disability or any type of disability and they're in a room with a bunch of kids like that, it's overwhelming. And it's overwhelming for her when we take her into the school and there's too many kids. But when there's, she's a little late and they're all in the classroom, it's a lot easier for her to go in. And that's understandable because I don't like to be around a lot of people either. My anxiety gets bad, and I get claustrophobic when I'm around a lot of people. My husband does too, and he's an amazing guy. He's an amazing dad, and I love him a lot, and he loves me, and we've been together for almost 15 years, and yeah, we've had our ups and downs, but we're trying to hold strong because losing our daughter Mariah, it's hard. Every day gets very, very hard. And I was crying earlier this morning, talking to my husband on the phone, and I was looking at my grades for my art school, which is the Academy of Art University. It's in California, which I love that college. I found it by accident online, and I was going through like different colleges, and boom, it just appeared. And I passed my first year of college. I'm trying to get my illustrations associate's degree, and anybody that works for that school, I appreciate it. The only thing I love the videos because there's like 15 modules, like 15 chapters that you have to do, different assignments, and they have these videos you watch on how to draw, on how to do Photoshop, how to do this. Because I was taking a figure drawing class. Like I said, my drawing I drew just recently, yesterday. It came out horrible. It looks like a clown. But there are some other drawings I have done better than that. And like that one. That was the first drawing class I was in, learning how to do charcoal drawing. And I never did charcoal drawing before. And now it's like it comes to me like naturally. And I don't mind drawing with charcoal. But it's messy. Some of it, the hard charcoal is easier to draw with than the softer charcoal. The willow charcoal is like really soft and it can break so easily. The softer the charcoal, the more it's going to break. And you got to be careful with that. But when I was looking at my grades, and I told my husband on the phone earlier today, I was like, I feel like crying, because Mariah's not here and she's not able to do this. And he was like, you should be happy that you passed. And I said, I am happy. But I wish she was here so I can share it with her. And she should be here. She shouldn't be in a grave. She should be here. She shouldn't be in a grave. Are you watching that on TV? Are you watching that on TV? She's watching it on TV, and you can hear it echoing. Hold on for a second. It's making that noise because she's watching me on TV. Isn't that funny? She's like watching me on TV. Hello, maiden. Go to bed. Oh, wait, it's morning. You need to change the channel. Okay? Okay. Now that I know that it's working, that I'm live, I'm talking to you.
Mom, you're talking like you're...
So, why don't you change the channel and watch Bluey or something like that so I don't hear myself echo in the background? See, I can hear myself. Did you hear me? I'm sure you did. All the audiences out there, you can see me and hear me in the background. Because our youngest daughter, Maiden, she's watching me on live TV.
I see my cupcake picture. Mom, I see my picture. And my balloon. My cupcake picture.
See, I just saw myself turn around, and that's weird. And fix my glasses. And fix my hair.
You silly.
See, this is how people double themselves.
Mom.
They start talking normal, like, hi, how are you? I'm your twin. How are you? And then she turns like she doesn't care. I do care.
You turn around.
I can be funny too, so I think people should subscribe to my channel, please. And I promise you, there's no hate.
No.
And if you want to talk about what's going on in the world, that's fine too. If you want to know how to get Mariah's book, her name is Mariah Archibek. I'm telling you, it's on Barnes & Noble, eBay, Walmart, Amazon, and around the world. It's worldwide, online. They're different prices. I don't know why eBay is selling her book for $39. It's too expensive. I'm selling it for $19.99. $20 on eBay. Amazon, they need to be able to pay me and my family money for having our daughter's book on your platform. Also, Barnes & Noble, you need to start paying me and my family for having her book on your platform. Anybody who has her book on your platform, whether it's worldwide or not, some of that money needs to go to me and my family because it's a memory of her. That was Mariah's legacy. And we're trying to honor her memory by doing what she wanted, is to share her book with the world. So in that way, those who feel alone will know that they're not. She wanted to inspire them and let them know it's okay to be themselves. Because there's a quote in there in her book that you need to read. And it's okay to be different because differences make us who we are. And our youngest daughter's still watching me on TV. Listen to me, little girl. Go watch Bluey.
No.
Or
No.
watch your Peppa Pig.
No.
She loves Peppa Pig. She loves Bluey. Anybody who works for Disney, I just want to let you know, she's a huge fan. I will promote Bluey if you want me to.
Hello.
Love Bluey, love Bingo, love Bandit, love Chili. See, I know all the names because she makes us watch it constantly. I didn't think I was going to like it, but I do. I mean, at times I just want to turn it on and watch Bluey because it's so funny. They need to make the episodes a little longer, please. That's what I ask. Make the episodes a little longer for Bluey instead of 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You know, you need to make it a half an hour at least. Please. Since you're making a movie, are you going to make it half an hour? Really? Nobody's going to want to pay $7 for a movie that's half an hour.
Hi.
You need to make it an hour and a half.
Hi. Mommy.
And if you're going to do a live version, see, now she's on screen. This is the little girl that terrorizes me. I'm just kidding. She's really cute.
She's copying me. Mom, that little girl's copying me.
She doesn't realize that's her on TV. Now that's the funny part about kids. The funniest things that they do.
Mommy.
But
Mom,
please subscribe to my channel because, you know, our kids might pop up on here. My husband might pop up on here. You never know. Different things could happen. Our dogs could pop up on here. We got a Russell Terrier mix. He looks like a shaggy dog. He's so little, he weighs like 20 pounds or 15 pounds, something like that. And then there's our Chihuahua mix, Russell,
now.
little friend, Olaf. He's got big ears. He's like creamy white. He kind of looks like a burrito with those marks, you know, 10 marks on him. That was Mariah's dog.
Please.
See, she's over here having fun because she thinks she's talking to some other girl. I see you.
Hey.
Are you seriously? She's taking over my channel like this.
Oh well.
This is an enjoyment of
Get
having
away, Nathan.
kids.
I see her.
Maybe I should do a
see
kids show.
your ponytail.
You have a ponytail too, girlfriend.
Huh? Mom.
Okay.
Go sleep.
Maiden likes watching these kid videos. You know, this little girl, I can't remember her name. I don't know her name, but she wears glasses and she shows these reborn dolls. And there's these other kids that do like these shows with their parents, which is really cute, you know, with these reborn dolls. Nathan wants one, but
Na 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 na,
have to
ma,
wait until we
you
get money
can't
to do
catch
that.
me. Boo, 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 boo,
Um,
boo.
I'm not trying to have people feel sorry for me or my family, but
Na na na
those
na,
things are
ma,
expensive,
you look like
and
poo-poo.
she loves those things. She really wants one so bad.
Poo-poo.
She has an American Girl doll, which was Mariah's. She plays with it. Her name's Stephanie. Not after Stephanie McCann, it's after our son, Steven.
You better be quiet.
That's Angel. She is getting bored
Hello.
with this.
Hello,
She
Angel.
gets bored. Yes, she does. Yes, I do. I get bored. It's so boring. What am I gonna do?
Angel?
I need to go take a nap. Yes, I do. I need to take a nap.
Yes, Angel.
Shh. Oh, she woke up again. Who woke me up? I cannot stand this. Willie,
Me.
you woke me up.
Who, me?
See, there's shows like that. I mean, it's just kind of funny.
Huggy.
Like,
I wanna hug
some lady will be
Angel.
like talking to a doll, and the doll will be like, they'll show the doll acting like it's talking like,
I'm taking a nap.
like I can go hide somewhere. It's me, Angel. You see me? I see you. Hello.
Mom! I can see you!
I gotta go. Bye. Where did Angel go? That little girl is gone. She's gone. Where did Angel go?
Hello? Go to sleep, Angel!
Hey, are you tired?
Okay.
Really?
Are you sure? Are you sure? Where is she going? Where's she going? What's he doing?
See, there's people that do that, and you're like, when you're an adult, you're like,
I have a moat.
does that either take you to your childhood, or does that, like, is that kind of weird? Like, but no, it's like good for kids to know that you can play with them in a good way. And
Angel.
have fun with them.
You're tired.
But Maiden, she likes to be on the camera because she thinks she's cute. She is cute. No, you can't have her.
You're tired.
She's mine and my husband's, and
Are you tired?
no,
Really? Are you sure?
she's a very cute little girl. And I'm
Where
sure you've seen
Angel
videos
go?
of her,
Where did Angel go?
of me saying, is she a
Maybe,
ghost
you
or
know?
not? She's not a ghost. It was just to be funny. But our other son,
Wait a
Tyler,
second.
has done videos
Huh?
too. Well, I was filming, so I was there.
Oh.
I have been there. There was a video that Tyler did, and
What?
it didn't seem like I was there when I was. I was standing next to him when he was recording himself.
Oh, there
And
she is.
apparently I got in trouble for
Maybe
that.
I can sit back
But,
on the
you know, eventually I was like, I explained it in messages
You
that
guys
I was
stand
there. I would never allow our kids to film themselves on here They are
Maybe
not
I walk
allowed.
away.
unless they're with me or if my husband wants to be on
Or over
here.
here.
But he's not. He doesn't like to be on camera, which is
No,
fine.
my
I mean,
husband
he's
is
a good-looking
mommy.
guy. I am almost ready to go and go watch TV because apparently Maiden's watching me on TV. And I will come back later.
Okay,
Maybe.
what is happening
It's gonna take me another while
right
to do
now?
another video.
What is
But
happening?
I might do one tomorrow.
Is it birthday time?
No, it's not birthday time.
Mom, it is birthday time.
Anybody that's been made fun of, talked about, or going through a lot,
I better hide.
Mariah's book is a good read, and it's like we can hear her talk, and there's some sarcasm in it.
I stand up.
It's like, when you read it, it's like not one of those type of books like you know already what's going to happen.
Mommy.
It is one of those books that you're like, wow, this is what happened. Like,
I need to go potty.
this girl wrote this book. Like, how old was she?
I'm gonna
She was 19 when she found out her book was being published. She was 18 when she started writing it. So within a year, she was on Make-A-Wish, and one of her wishes was to go to WrestleMania. That year Bray Wyatt was still here, and he wasn't at WrestleMania that year. And I told her, would you like a once in a lifetime thing, or would you want something that's a forever lifetime thing? And she said, what do you mean? I said, well, they could grant you a wish to go meet the wrestlers in WWE, or they can grant your wish to have your book published, which you keep forever and go from generation to generation. And she was like, I want my book published. And it took a while. But 2023, she got an editor, a lady named Monica, who helped edit her book. And sadly, Mariah didn't see her book get published. This is a serious thing to talk about, because even though she's acting like this, which, is not a good thing, because I'm trying to be serious and she doesn't care right now. Some kids don't care when you're talking about something serious. They just want to be little kids. I'm going to have to talk about this later, because no offense, I'm sure other parents feel this way. They feel like they get distracted and they don't listen, and then they get like upset. All those parents are like that. I need to talk about Mariah seriously, and she's not letting me. So I cannot talk anymore about Mariah at all, because until she is like taking a nap or something like that, who needs to stop interrupting me?
Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye, I love you.
Goodbye.
You don't need to be on here too much.
Bye.
Because you don't need to be. No. I don't mean to sound rude or anything, but she doesn't need to be on here. I'm talking about something serious. Mariah put a lot into her book, The End of the Rose, her heart and soul. She wrote it when she was sick, and sadly, she never got a chance to see her book get published, which it did last year. She died August 12th, 2024 from Ewing sarcoma cancer. And she didn't die peacefully. And because of this hospice pediatrics, they didn't really care. She was homebound, and the nurses would come in and out, and she was on Versed and hydromorphone, and she had ketamine, 5 times in a week. And that's a different story, and I've talked about it. But about her book, for those who want to read it, that feel like they're lost and alone, whatever they're going through, it'll help them. and let them know that they're not alone, because that's why Mariah wrote this book. She didn't want other people getting made fun of, ridiculed, threatened, made fun of, um, anybody who's going through an illness and they just don't know what to do. Even if they have a loved one that's sick and they don't know what to do, if it's their children, their nieces, nephews, aunts, cousins, sisters, brothers, grandparents, parents, all the people in our families, even friends. I mean, they don't know how to handle it. Read The End of the Rose, and it'll keep your interest, because there are people that have bought her book that have told me and my husband, like, wow, your daughter wrote an amazing book. She was working on part 2 to that book. She wrote 4 chapters, and I'm trying to figure out a way how to put the other 4 chapters intertwine with The End of the Rose. But our son Steven, he's going to continue on with the story. He knows a lot about the story because him and Mariah would interact back and forth with ideas and stuff like that. And there's other stories she has written that I want to get published. There's a letter to herself that I would read. But right now it's not one of those moments I want to read that to everybody, because oh yeah, she likes Miley. So does, Mariah loved Miley Cyrus. She loved Mariah Carey, Taylor Swift, Fauzia. She also liked Selena Gomez. She liked Reba. She liked Five Finger Death Punch, Disturbed. She liked I think they called I forgot the group. Something Ladies. I can't remember, but it's a rock group. And we all liked Ozzy's music. And Ozzy, he had an amazing singing voice. He was awesome. He's one of the gods of rock. And we listen to all kinds of music: country, rap, R&B, Spanish. I know one of the things when I saw on Netflix, the show, not the show, I hope they make it into a show or another part movie. It's the Demon K-pop Demon Hunters. I'm probably saying it wrong, but I really liked it, and so did Maiden and Tyler. Even our son Steven liked it. And my husband has not really watched it, but the music on there is great. The graphics, amazing people that made that movie. And I was happy they got awards for that. And seeing those women sing, it's like, wow, they're amazing singers. And if they come to our state in New Mexico, if they come here, then I would love to see them live, because I'm telling you, these women can sing. Like, I think some people in our country misinterpret, like, assume that certain cultures can't sing, but they can. In every culture, there's somebody that can sing. Unfortunately, it's not me. There's another music I was listening to. It's called Novi. I don't know if that's actually AI doing that or if it's an actual singer. It'd be nice to see her face. Another singer we listen to is Britney Spears. And
Mama, so sad.
Jessie J is one of Mariah's faves, and she loved watching Pitch Perfect. And I was watching part 2 a few months back, and then this song, I was scrolling through, feeling my emotions about Mariah, and then all of a sudden this song pops up from Jessie J, and it's so sad, and it's so gut wrenching, and it hits home for anybody. And it's hard to explain to this one what's going on because they're so young, and her and Tyler saw certain things, when Mariah passed away, they saw that, and they can't forget that. And no child that young should see that. It's hard for anybody to see their loved one go through so much, And she suffered. She wasn't comfortable at all. I mean, I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, check on her, and she had her oxygen off her face. I put her oxygen in her nose. Her blanket was rolled into a ball, and the night before she had ketamine. And she had her gabapentin, and I think she had Diloxetine or something else. I can't remember. She had ketamine. And she was so skinny, she lost so much weight. I have pictures of when she came out of the hospital till, before she died. And she lost so much weight because she couldn't eat, she couldn't drink. And this is all because of those meds she was on. And I told them, the doctor was like, her urine doesn't look right. It looks like apple juice color. It's getting darker, it's getting red. Doctor said that's her cancer. I was like, I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. And she wanted to go to the hospital, and they basically told her, what's the point? Doctors don't have the medicine that they give. Of course not. See, I can't talk about this in front of her because she's distracting. I don't mean to say that. I love Maiden. I do. But just talking about Mariah, I just can't talk about it in front of her. I can't. And it makes me mad that, I can't really talk about it because she's like, doesn't understand. And I'm sure other parents get in those situations where their kids, upset them, and they don't mean to upset them, when they're talking about something serious. And Mariah's blanket was rolled into a ball when I woke up. Because I covered her. I said, I love you. It was about 4:30. I was sitting right next to her for a few hours because something wasn't right. Her heart rate was going up. The day before, it was at 115 beats a minute. The doctor said, oh, it's okay. Her heart's strong. Well, next day, I woke up at 6, oxygen off, her blanket rolled into a ball. I don't know how she did that. I really don't, because she had a hard time sitting up, and her arms, her shoulders would hurt. How the hell did she do that? Why was it rolled into a ball? Then I woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning to check on her, and she was like this. And there was air coming out of her mouth, like her breath was coming out of her mouth, and her oxygen was off her nose. And I shook her, and I was like, Mariah, come on, snap out of it. She wouldn't snap out of it. She had tears coming down her cheek. And she had this black dot above her right eye and her pupil. I tried giving her mouth to mouth, and my husband just like pushed me away and called 911, and 911 came, and they had her on this stupid plastic looking pumping machine. And I said she had ketamine the night before. I didn't know ketamine was that strong. She was on Versed. She was on hydromorphone. She was on gabapentin. She was on Diloxetine. She was on oxybutyrin. She even had Benadryl. I mean, she was on so much meds. She was probably on about 10 medications. I went to go check on her at 8 o'clock to put oil on her because I knew something was wrong. Her blanket was wrapped in a ball again, and her oxygen was off her face. How the hell did she do that when she couldn't even sit up by herself? She couldn't even sit up by herself. And her oxygen was off her nose. How did she do that? Without screaming in pain. Has anybody had that happen to a loved one? Like they wake up and the blankets roll into a ball on the side of them and their oxygen's off their face? And then you find them just laying there? I told Mariah about 4:30 that I loved her, and she said, I love you, Mom. And I told her, if you need to go, you can go. I love you. I know it's going to hurt. But if that's what you need to do, you can go. She didn't want to go. She was fighting for her life. She wanted to freaking live, and she had that taken from her. We had her taken from us. There are so many families out there in the same position as us, losing a child. No matter what age they are, it hurts. We're supposed to go before them, but sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes it doesn't go that way. The song that maidens listen to is Legends Never Die. That was Mariah's one of her faves. And I hope one of these days somebody wants to make a movie out of her book and adds that song. I would love the artist, whoever does that song, sing it. Because to me, Mariah's a legend. She'll never die. She'll still be around. Her soul will still be around. She'll always be around us no matter what. And people have different beliefs, like, oh yeah, saying that she went to heaven, blah, blah. Okay, you believe what you want to believe, but Mariah, she wasn't religious.
I'm hungry.
She wasn't religious. She was spiritual, and she accepted everybody, but not those that want to hate on others because of what they believe in, who they are, what they are. She wasn't about that. Why was she taken and not those hateful people that are trying to kill innocent people? Starting wars with other people in other countries. It's like crazy. Why did her and others have to die so young? Why? When are we going to start fighting for these kids more? When are we going to start putting money into saving these kids' lives so they can be the next generation to make the world better? Our kids are so precious. They're gifts to us. And we had one of our gifts taken. And that hurt and that pain will never go away. I don't care what anybody says and tells me. She's in a better place. Don't tell me she's in a better place. Don't tell me that. I think that's rude to tell to somebody, oh, by the way, they're in a better place. That's kind of rude to tell somebody that they lost their child, their loved one. Oh, they're in a better place. How do you know that? How do you know that their soul is not walking around in pain and suffering? How do you know that? Did you die? No, you did not. We don't know what it's like on the other side unless we go there. There are people that have died in hospitals and came back and said what they saw, but there's different beliefs. And when they say what they've seen or if they've seen their past lives, I mean, there's people like that have experienced stuff like that. They've even experienced seeing ghosts, angels, all kinds of things. And then there's some that are like, nah, they like at Mariah's funeral, oh, she's in heaven now. She's with Jesus and God and blah, 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 blah. You want to know what I wanted to say the whole time? I was like, I hope one of these kids makes a noise. You know, like from grown-ups when they're like, at their coach's funeral. I was hoping for that. But then I wanted to stand up and tell that priest to shut up. But with the pain and suffering I felt. And the tears I was crying, my husband had his arm around me. My sister was touching my back because she was sitting in the back pew of me. I don't know why they call them pews. Pew, pew, pew. Do they fart or something? It's very sad that some people watch their loved ones die, and when you're parents, it's just the part of you's gone. You can't get it back. I want her back. I want Mariah back. I want to laugh with her. I want to cry with her. I want to hold her. I want to kiss her forehead. I want to tell her my jokes. I want to hear her jokes. I just want to watch movies or TV shows or even fight with her. I mean, we fought in the hospital a few times. We forgot what we fought about, and I was like, I'm sorry, Mariah, for what I said. She's like, I don't even remember what she said, Mom. I'm sorry for what I said. I said, I don't remember either. And then we laugh about it. That goes my phone. My phone goes off a lot. There's these apps that say, oh yeah, you can get free stuff. AliExpress, you only pay like 99 cents to get 3 things. That's true. That's what happened to me. Because I got a little fuzzy purse for our daughter Maiden, and then I got 2 crosses that were like replicas of Fast and Furious, those crosses. And I forgot what else that I got. But it all came out to $1.30 or something like that, or $1.03. I can't remember because of tax. And but then I added Shein to my SHEIN, Shein or Shine, whatever. And they're supposed to give you free gifts, right? And then they're like, well, you got to add this one. You got to add this one. Then you got to buy a certain thing to get that free thing. Or you have to send out like, oh, you got to send it to a friend and they got to add us. And it's like, did you know how stupid that is? You promise all these promises and then you lie about it. And then we ordered a backpack from AliExpress, and it was a piece of crap. It's a Stitch one. It's pink, and it has Stitch on the back of it. It's soft. The straps come off too easily. There's toys that we've gotten that have fallen apart, but I got my Munchie Chi from them. So I guess it depends on the manufacturer, and some of them suck. Like they advertise something. This, you see this? This is the light you can put in your room, a night light. But see, the problem is you can't shut it off because it keeps blinking nonstop. And I will show you. I'll get one of these things called USB and plug it in. I'll plug it in to show you what I'm talking about. And I want a refund from AliExpress. It was $8, okay? This little thing, and my husband paid for 2 of these and got 3. And you see this? That's what this does. It blinks. See? It blinks, okay? There's no way to turn it off. So I'm like, how do you turn this off? And you can't turn it, nothing. It's a piece of crap. And these people that make these things need to make it to where they shut off. You need an on and off button. And to lie about the size of it, it was supposed to be this big. And that's what they showed. and they lie. And it's like,
No.
if somebody works for AliExpress, I want to let you know that this product is a piece of crap. You don't need to lie to people and sell this crap. You know, we were supposed to put these in our younger kids' rooms so they wouldn't have, be scared of the dark, or, they just like the lighting and stuff like that. But this constantly blinks. And some people don't like it to blink. It won't stop. So now we have them unplugged and don't use them.
Mom, my night light.
But there are these lights that you can get at Walmart, and they stick on the wall, and you don't have to like staple them or screw them in or nail them in or anything. You actually take these strips off the back of them and you can put them on your wall. And, that's what we have for our kids, in the hallway upstairs. And then we have one in Maiden's room. And we're going to get more of those because they're really cool. You have a remote control and they change colors. It's really cool for kids and families that need to see in the dark. And I would recommend those lights because you can have them blinking. You can have them just not blink at all. They're really cool. And then you can attach other ones to it. So it's like a train track. It's pretty cool. I would recommend those to people. But anyways, I know I've talked a lot today about different things. And Mariah's always on our minds. She's always on our minds. And I said that hurt and pain never goes away. And anybody that tells you your pain will go away, your hurt will go away, it's not. And it doesn't get easier. It gets harder because as the days go by, the months, the years, you're like, I want them back so bad so they can see what I've done. And I know Mariah would be proud of me that I passed my first year in college. I've gone to college years ago for different things, but this, I know she would be proud of me because she knows it's something I always wanted to do was go to an art school. And she wanted to go to college to get into acting and art, do singing. She wanted to do different things and write more books. That's what she wanted to live for. Let's go to college. She was diagnosed a few days after her 17th birthday. And it was in May. And May is a hard month. And April 29th, she ended up in the hospital. It's like, why her, Why not me? Why not me? I've lived my life. She was young. She was not yet, she's not a girl. She's not yet a woman. I mean, she was in between. She was 19. She graduated a year before from high school. We went to her graduation while she was in a wheelchair. She just had radiation again. And the doctors were pushing her for hospice pediatrics. She didn't want it. In 2 weeks of having nurses come in and out, she wanted off of it, but they said no because she would have withdrawals from the Versed and hydromorphone. She didn't have a choice. And some people would ask, like, why didn't you step in? Well, they told me because she was 19. It was her decision, not mine. I said we can take her to the hospital, and the doctor said, what's the point? They don't have the medicine we have. Even the nurse told me that. And it's like she was being forced to do something she didn't want to do. She was not very alert. I wasn't given the rights to be power of attorney. They didn't offer that to me. They didn't say, hey, by the way, we need you to be power of attorney over your daughter because she can't make decisions on her own. She couldn't make decisions on her own. Every decision that she made, the right ones, stop saying that on here. Sorry. I'm sure people are going to get upset at me for saying that, but I'm sorry. I didn't mean to tell her that. It's just she throws her fit and then she's going to cry and then she's going to throw things because this is what kids with microcephaly sometimes do with global low development. They're angry, they're aggressive, you know, the older they get, it gets a little worse. And we're trying to get her help with therapies and stuff like that in school. And that's what the education department pays for. The Department of Education pays for stuff for therapies, different things for kids that have learning disabilities. They also give free breakfast, lunch, which helps kids that can't even eat at home. It offers a lot. Even funding for going to college and stuff like that. You know, financial aid can only pay for so much. They're paying for my schooling. But yet my husband's forking out some of his money, which we barely have any money. Each month it's like $280 for my schooling from him. And it'd be nice if financial aid would pay for the whole thing and gave me some money to pay for my school supplies instead of having my husband having to pay for that. You know, I'm trying to do school so I can help him and our family and do something I love doing. But since Trumpkin wants to take all the funding away from people because it's like, okay, fine. You know what? Take the funding away. But it's not going to stop us from going after you for what you've done. The Jeffrey Epstein files need to be released. We have every right to know what the hell is going on because if you have hurt any of our children that we know of, we're coming after you. We're coming after your little cronies, Village of the Damn Republicans. You know, Mike Johnson, grow some balls, okay? I said it. All these ones that are following along with Trumpkin, grow some balls. And all these women that follow along with him, pathetic. You men are pathetic. And by the way, why is Trumpkin, who hates Democrats so much, why is he wearing blue with a red tie? Why are a lot of the Republicans wearing shit like that? If you actually watch Village of the Damned or Children of the Damned, I don't know if it was a Wes Craven movie or what, but these kids were all born on the same day and they wear the same thing. They were boys and girls, and their hair was the same way. I'm telling you, that's who they remind me of. If you ever watch that movie, you know what I'm talking about. But why is he such a freaking hypocrite wearing blue? But yeah, he wears a red tie. Like, he must not like the Republican Party because he said that years ago. He hates the Republican Party because he said people that are Republicans are stupid. Look that video up. He also said something about a woman. Oh, it's okay to stick my fingers up something. Play with it. And it was on the show Extra. He said that. There's video of that. And his wife claims, oh, I really don't know Jeffrey Epstein. Chick, you cannot fix photos from the 1990s. And you said it was 1998 that you met him? Who was he married to at the time? You just opened your big fat mouth. Wasn't he married to Marla Trump? Marla Trumpkin. Marla. Sorry, I didn't even say Trump because he was Trumpkin, evil pumpkin. Wasn't he married? Let me look that up. Like, who was he married to? Should I ask Gemini? Who was Trumpkin married to in 1998 and 99? Hey, Google. Who was Trump married to in 1998 and 1999? Who was he married to? Okay, just a second.
In 1998 and 1999, Donald Trump was married to Marla Maples. The couple separated in 1997, and their divorce was finalized in June 1999. Later in 1998, he began dating Melania Knaus, whom he married in 2005.
1998. Couple separated in 1997, and the divorce was finalized in June 1999. It wasn't finalized until 1999. And he began dating Melania in 1998 when his divorce wasn't even finalized. Okay? That's what it says right there. You see? You see that? 1998. His divorce, wasn't finalized until 1999 from Marla Maples. Now, here's my question. Okay, if his divorce wasn't finalized until 1999, and yet he started dating Melania in 1998, who is he still married to in 1998? Marla Maples. He was cheating on Marla Maples with Melania. She was how old? Let's see. Let's see how old she was. Hey Google, how old was Melania Trumpkin's wife in 1998? Let's see how old she was.
Assuming you mean Donald Trump's wife, he was married to Marla Maples in 1998, who was 34 to 35 years old that year. Melania Knaus, now Trump, was his girlfriend at the time and was 28 years old.
28. 28 years old. How old is she really? She's too old to be having a child, right? How old is Melania now?
She is 56 years old.
Okay, she's 56. Okay. How old is her son, Barron?
Barron Trump is 20 years old.
So she was 46 when she had him, okay? 46. How old is Ivanka?
She is 44 years old.
Which means she was 24. Melania was 46. Now, when you're 46, can you have a child? Yes, some women can, some women can't. But have you noticed that Barron doesn't look nothing like Melania at all? Think about it. I mean, come on. His daughter was 24 20 years ago. Wasn't she pregnant? Was Ivanka Trump pregnant 20 years ago?
No, she was not. Ivanka Trump's first pregnancy wasn't until 2011, when she was expecting her oldest daughter, Arabella.
Are there rumors going around that she had Barron herself?
No, there are absolutely no rumors or factual records of anything like that. The closest connection between Ivanka Trump and the word bear is simply a tweet from 2016.
Apparently, Gemini doesn't know what she's talking about. Okay, think about it. Barron's 20 and she's 24. Now, AI can lie. They can. Now, I am going to go for now, but all those people protesting, keep doing it. Don't buy into what Trumpkin's saying. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to give in, blah, blah, blah. And all those Trumpkin supporters, you're very stupid for believing everything he says. He's full of crap. He doesn't care about you. Just like Eminem said, what do you have in common with billionaires? Absolutely nothing. Especially when you barely have anything and you want him to keep taking and taking and taking to fatten his pockets even more. And as for people trying to ban all these like Amazon, Walmart, stuff like that, it's not going to get you anywhere because there's a lot of people that order from them. There's a lot of people that buy stuff from them. A lot of people can't even afford going to other grocery stores besides Walmart. So you guys need to stop like trying to protest, oh, we need to ban this, we need to ban that. No, the problem is you need to fight for our country more and stand up for what's right and make changes. Because right now, there's people getting paid like $14 an hour that are kids. There's people in other states that are getting paid less than that. But it's important to stand up for what's right. And like I said, trying to ban like Walmart, Amazon, whatever else you're trying to ban, it's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to help. It's going to destroy those other people that are working for those companies, their lives. I mean, we have Walmarts here, and these people, they work hard. And we thank them every time we go in there for what they do. Because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have our food, right? What are you going to do without food if you keep banning all these things, you know? You need to show them they need to make changes. Changes on being honest, changes on how much they pay people, and how they treat people. No matter who they are, what they are, where they come from, remember that. Okay? I gotta go because there's a little kid screaming for me. Just kidding. Thank you, and keep protesting, and we're with you. In this fight, we're with you.